Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Lauren, and this week we're going to be doing another thrift flip where I'll be turning this skirt into a floaty pair of trousers. I really like the layer of flowers around the bottom of the skirt, so that's something I'm going to try and keep. Let's get to it. I started by removing the waistband so I could open up the collection of pleats that were along the front of the skirt. Once I'd done this, I laid it out flat with the two pocket seams lined up and then cut straight down the sides of the centre front and the centre back. This then gave me two pieces to let me keep the pockets in place and not have to create new pockets. I decided to use a pair of pyjamas as the template to create the curves that are needed on the trousers. Since I like the way that my pyjamas fit, I decided not to taper the trousers off as I wanted to keep them as loose and flowy as possible. To be able to create the right curve on the trousers, I pinned the pyjama bottoms along the curved fold so everything would stay in place while I was cutting. Since the front curve is slightly shorter or smaller than the back curve, I had to make sure I did this properly so the trousers would lie flat at the front and the back and not end up being bulgy and look weird once I'd finished. I repeated the whole process to the other leg piece and then sewed down the inner leg seams. I turned one of the legs inside out and inserted it into the other trouser leg I had just created, so both trouser legs were right sides together, one inside each other. I lined up the two middle seams I had just created and pinned them together, and then pinned along the two leg curves and finally sewed along the curve with the sewing machine. I measured along the waist to work out how much fabric I'd need to create a new waistband, and then realised I hadn't saved or considered that I would need fabric for the waistband and that I should have taken it out of the skirt piece, so I had to compromise and use some scrap fabric that I had left over from another project that was a similar colour to the crosses and use that instead. I cut out two lengths of fabric which would work out to be the length of the waistband once they were sewn together. I then used my elastic to measure how wide I would need my waistband to be, making sure I had enough to fold it over the top of the waistband and also leaving some seam allowance so that I could sew it onto the trousers. This week I decided to attempt some cool transitions, but I ended up just knocking my focus on my camera and filming the rest of the footage blurred. So what I've done is recreated the trousers out of a different fabric so you can see the next few steps. I've left the original footage in the bottom corner because at that size it does look clear, but it's not. Once I'd sewn my two waistband pieces together, I folded the waistband in half lengthways and then pinned it to the waist of the trousers, and then sewed all the way around, but making sure to leave an opening to be able to insert and feed the elastic through. I've gone through it in more detail about creating elastic waistband in my circle skirt video that I did last week, but just simply use a safety pin to help slide the elastic all the way through the waistband, and then sew a box with an X on it in the middle to secure the elastic together before sewing the gap closed, and then you're done. trousers, both pairs actually, are definitely coming with me on my next holiday. I love the loose flowiness of them and I think they're really fun and playful. I also made the top that's featured in this video, so if you're interested in creating a lattice hem top, comment below and I can make a video for it. If you want to see the other pair of trousers, head to my Instagram, which will be linked in the box below, and they will be featured there sometime this week. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all next week. Bye!